What you're looking at is the only closed-loop recycling facility of any beverage company in North America. 85% of the plastic in Ontario's Blue Box program ends up here, just outside of Shelburne, Ontario.
We were looking at our carbon footprint and our environmental impact, and we decided there's enough plastic in the world today.
In the world of recycling, this is as cutting edge as it gets. When Sandy Gott first started out in the bottled water business, she had no idea her company would become a model of sustainability.
My husband and I started the company in 1995. We were farmers, and we thought, well, this will be an interesting hobby, and then it just sort of took off from there.
This is where it all started, at the headwaters of the Beaver River.
This is our family property. This is where we started our business. It was, prior to this, my parents' trout farm, and it had a large water source with water taking permits on it. So my husband and I bought it. We developed it into a water bottling facility.
Today, the water flowing from this river is piped underground to Sandy's bottling facility, Ice River Springs.
Well, the stewardship is really important to our company. It's what we're most passionate about. When my husband and I started this business, we were farmers, and so we knew that taking care of the land would take care of you.
Ice River Springs has grown into North America's leading environmental beverage company. With 12 bottling plants across North America, 3 in Ontario alone, and this recycling plant in Shelburne, Ontario, where bales of post-consumer bottles arrive and are sorted at a rate of 350,000 bottles an hour. They're converted into processed flake, which is made into brand new bottles.
We should be able to reuse what's already on the planet. We don't need to make more plastic, and we can reuse it over and over again in an infinite loop.
This strong environmental stewardship is at the core of the industry, which also creates upwards of 2,000 jobs in the province. It's a success story that hasn't gone unnoticed by the local municipalities.
Good jobs are tough to come by, and stable, good jobs means that people can have that opportunity to raise a family and buy a home and also give back to our community.
Communities that rely on the industry to provide robust science to sustain their resource.
We are the boots on the ground. We are the scientists that are managing for this, managing the resource and making sure that the sources that we use are here for forever.
Andréanne Simard takes pride in her role in the industry's critical hydrological monitoring.
Everything we do is based on science. I'm a scientist. We all want the resource to be there forever. We want to manage accordingly, and it only makes sense for us to look at a holistic approach on that front to manage it as best we can. If there was an issue, we would change our operations accordingly, but so far we have not seen any long-term declining trends of any sort. We've been here for 17 years, and that's why we do all the monitoring that we do.
Nestle's has been a good partner for the township. They've been very cooperative. Nestle's is only one of the many water takers that we have in the township. And as a portion of the water that's actually taken in the township from the groundwater, they're a small portion of that.
The entire bottled water industry in Ontario represents 0.2% of all water takers in the province. Yet, despite the industry's record of stewardship, the Government of Ontario has recently slapped a 2-year moratorium on new or expanded water takings from groundwater and proposed a 13,500% increase in the water taking permit fee.
Apparently, common sense doesn't seem to fit into all this at the current time, and that's troubling. We see the science and what it tells us, and yet people don't want to pay attention to that. They want their own message heard, and they have a clear message that they do not want to see bottled water as an option for the public.
One of the misconceptions is that the permit fee is actually a fee to purchase the water, but it's not.
We don't pay for water. We pay the ministry to administer our permit to take water. We own the land, we own the infrastructure, we pay all of the capital costs for that and also for our plants. We're not paying for water. That's a misconception. We're paying to administer the program, and it's just exorbitant.
Exorbitant and inconsistent. Just down the road from the Nestle plant is one of a number of aggregate companies in the area. One of these companies alone is permitted to take 7 times as much water per day as the entire bottled water industry in the province. Yet they pay no fees and are responsible for none of the science or stewardship of the resource.
They were using 91 million litres a day.
Elizabeth Griswold, Executive Director of the Canadian Bottled Water Association, feels the industry is being targeted in an irresponsible way.
My question to the government is, what about the other 99.8%? To properly sustain the resource, everybody has to be involved.
The future of water has always been a priority for those in the industry who depend on it for their livelihood and play a key role in understanding, monitoring, and managing this precious resource.
Our values are that we need to protect this water source in terms of quality and quantity. We had to take care of the water and make sure that our taking is always sustainable because we want this source to be here for future generations.